Okay, we'll start with some introductions here. My name is Karen Neurohr, and I'm a librarian for the OSU Library. And today is October the 20th, 2007. We're at the ConocoPhillips OSU Alumni Center, and we have an interview for the O State Stories Oral History Project of the OSU Library. Would you introduce yourself, please?
LD Allison from Claremore, Oklahoma
Mr. Allison, what year did you graduate from OSU?
in 1957.
So this is a big year for your class, isn't it?
Yes, it is, the 50th.
And what was your degree in?
Animal science.
Okay. What made you decide to come to school at OSU?
I think one of the main reasons I was in 4-H when I was in school, and had the opportunity to come to Oklahoma State as a 4-H club member to 4-H Roundup, and that gave me some encouragement to come to Oklahoma State.
Well, I've heard about 4-H Roundup before, but I don't really know a whole lot about it, so I'd like to hear a little bit about that. How old were you when you started coming to that?
Well, I think I was a junior or senior, and we come up and gave demonstrations that we had been practicing on our club, and it was a contest up here for that.
Was it a statewide event?
Yes, it was. Probably like 2,000 or so 4-Hers from the state was here on campus at that time.
And where did you stay for the 4-H Roundup?
We stayed in dorms. This was when school was out, and in second or third week of June, and the dorms were available.
And do you remember what projects you demonstrated when you came?
Oh, one was cranking a tractor and holding the crank the right way without breaking your thumb. And another one was on planting tomatoes. And I drove a tractor one time in a tractor driving contest. And I won second, I think, and won a 4-H jacket.
Oh, was that the blue jackets?
No, it's probably the green jacket.
A green jacket.
Yeah,
Okay.
The blue is with
the
FFA.
blue is FFA. That's right. Okay. So were you in FFA also?
No, at the school we went to, we didn't have FFA.
Okay.
I went to a small country school.
What was the name of that school?
Irving High School. And I graduated in 53, and the school closed in 55.
Oh.
So it was a fairly small school.
Did your family have a farm or ranch?
Yes, 3 miles from school is where we lived, and we lived on a farm.
Okay, so you ended up coming here because of 4-H Roundup.
That was a big part of the decision, yes.
Did you have family members who came to school here?
No, I was the only one. I have a younger brother, but he didn't come to school here.
So tell me about what it was like to be in school here at OSU in the 1950s.
Well, it was quite a change from the school that I came from, but I was fortunate to be able to stay with my roommate. Was a neighbor, but about 2 or 3 years older than I was, and I got to stay with him. So that really helped me get acquainted here. I told his father that I'd like to go to OSU, and he says, well, I'll take you if you want to go. So when he was going to bring his son up, his son was working in Cordell Hall. So he come up a couple of weeks ahead of school starting. So I got to ride up with him, and he come by the house about 5 o'clock one morning. I had one suitcase packed with a couple pair of khakis in it and some shirts, and that's the way I come to OSU.
Were you pretty excited that day?
Oh, yes, but I hadn't even enrolled. I enrolled after I got here.
Oh. Did you know at that time what you wanted to study?
Pretty much. Being in 4-H, I knew the county agent. And one time I was at Warwick in the county seat one Saturday night, and a group of farmers was talking to him on the street, and they were asking him all kinds of questions about farming. And I thought that was a pretty good deal to try to be a county agent, and that's what I went to school for, and that's what it turned out to be.
So you completed your bachelor's degree, and then did you start on a master's immediately?
No, it was, I did. After I finished the bachelor's degree, I come back and did 16 hours before I went to work for Extension, so I had 16 hours on a graduate degree. Then after working with Extension, they started really encouraging master's degrees. So I did finish my master's degree.
And what is your master's degree in?
Adult education, rural adult education.
Rural adult education. I don't know if they still have that degree. Do
I'm
you
not
know?
sure that they do.
And so from there, you spent your career with extension
Yes.
agents. And where
Yes.
did you work?
Worked in several counties. When I went to work, there was a training program for extension. It was a 3-month program, and I went to Ardmore, Oklahoma. Then I moved from there into Purcell as a 4-H agent there. Then was in the military for about a year and a half. Our reserve unit was activated. So when I got out of the reserve, I went to Pawnee, Oklahoma. Was there for a short time, and then I went to Frederick. And from Frederick to Bartlesville, and from Bartlesville to Claremore, which is where I stayed until I retired.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, what were some of the classes that you took when you were studying here? What classes or professors do you especially remember?
Oh, there was a lot of very good ones. Bob Tolashek, Bob Noble, and I was really fortunate, I think. Fred LeCrone was my advisor, and he really took care of you, made sure you graduated, checked on you enough to know that you were going to get through in time, you know. So I really appreciate having Fred LeCrone for an advisor.
How did you said he checked on you? Did he just call you or just watch for you and try to talk to you? What do you mean by that exactly?
Well, he would help you make out your classes that you would take each semester, and would, you know, guide you into what classes you needed, and I felt like he was really a friend that was, you know, looking after us here.
Mm-hmm. That's nice to have a good professor like that.
And Randall Jones was a good one.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any memorable experiences in certain classes that stand out in your mind? Things that happened, or maybe a particular really interesting unit of study that you just really loved, or anything like that? What was your favorite class?
Well, it'd be an animal science class, but
Mm-hmm.
Production of animal science, I think, was some of my best classes.
And were those dealing with all different types of ranch and farm animals?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In the field I went into, which is a county agent, we needed to know a wide variety of things. So it included sheep production, dairy production, swine production, and then beef production too. So I enjoyed all those classes.
Mm-hmm. Well, did you have a favorite out of the? Now, see, my husband was a rancher, and so he, you know, cattle were his thing, and he would not have enjoyed the sheep or the others. So
no, cattle was by far the most enjoyable for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So did you moved into Cordell when you first came?
Yes. Moved into Cordell, and the first couple of weeks was free because we were up here before it was open. And I didn't bring any food. I actually didn't bring hardly anything. And my roommate had some watermelon rind preserves. And after about a day of him eating and me not eating anything, he offered me some. So we ate those for the next 2 weeks. His mother had made a lot of watermelon rind preserves, and I had never eaten those in my life, but we used those for the first 2 weeks we were here. And then, of course, the dorm provided food, so that took care of all that. I was here about 5 or 6 weeks, and my roommate said, "Did you pay your tuition and your room and board?" And I says, "Don't know anything about it." He said, "You better go over to Whitehurst and get that done." So went over and paid that.
Do you remember how much it was?
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe in the terms of $50 or $55 a month or something like that. And I worked in Cordell while I was here, about 40 hours a week at about 55 cents an hour.
What were you doing?
Maintenance work in the dorm,
Mm-hmm.
Replacing light bulbs and working on door closers and whatever the maintenance department had for us to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a real opportunity because across the street was the animal science building. So we would do something in the morning, even before we went to class, and go over to a class and come back, and he would give us something to do, and we'd do that for 45 minutes or so, go back to class. So it blended in real well with going to school.
Mm-hmm. Was the supervisor that you reported to in Cordell also?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And were there other people besides you that reported to him?
Oh, I'd guess
Cordell?
there's 8 to 10 of us.
Oh.
So that's my job when I was here.
Mm-hmm. So did you do that all 4 years?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So what was it like living in Cordell?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I got to know a lot of boys, and being in the maintenance, I was all over the building, so a lot of boys got to know me. So as I go around the state, a lot of people remind me that I lived in Cordell Hall, and they remember me from there.
Mm-hmm. What was your room like?
Oh, I had 3 or 4 different rooms. I didn't stay in the same room all the time. But it was really nice. We had steam heat, which I'd never heard of before coming here. And it was very nice. When I came here, of course, Bennett Hall was just completed, and it was down the road a little ways, and it was something I went down just to look at.
Mm-hmm. Where was the dining hall at Cordell?
In the basement.
It was?
Mm-hmm.
Was the food good?
Very good. One of the things I remember was French toast, and I had never had French toast, and I got all excited and really enjoyed it. But I guess it's just a piece of bread with some batter on it that's fried up.
Mm-hmm.
But it was great for me.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember anything else about the food or the kitchen or the dining area?
No, but I'll tell you, I always clean my plate.
You did? Well, I hope you didn't have to eat watermelon rind.
That was just for the first 2 weeks. Yeah.
Very much after that. Did you develop a dislike for it after
Oh,
having
no.
it?
In fact,
so often?
I would actually like to have a recipe and try to make something.
Oh, you would?
Yeah.
Okay. What about your social life when you were in school? Were there dances?
There might have been, but I didn't have much of a social life. I didn't go downtown to speak of much. We stayed in the dorm, studied or worked, and went through college that way.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, didn't go home but 3 or 4 times a year, and would catch a ride home with someone else from our area.
Mm-hmm. How were your parents when you would go home? I bet they were happy to see you.
Oh, I would guess so, but
mm-hmm.
Things went along well there, so I was just happy here.
Well, you're back for homecoming weekend.
Yes.
This time. Do you come back to Stillwater and OSU often?
Not real often, and I'm really glad to be here this time, and things are so nice. The campus is changing quite a bit, and it's good to see all the changes that are taking place.
Mm-hmm. What's especially noticeable to you about what you see as far as the changes? Or what do you like?
A lot of new
about
buildings, especially the stadium is being changed a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and the progress in the athletic village that's going to be taking place. But there's just a lot of new buildings here that looks real nice.
When you made your career as an extension agent, did you work with young people at all?
Yes, for about first half
Mm-hmm.
of my career was with 4-H youth. Then I became a county extension director, and then it was with adults,
Mm-hmm.
taking research from the research stations to the producers in the county.
So did you bring the youth back for the 4-H roundup then?
Several years.
Mm-hmm.
4-H, my mother was in 4-H and come to OSU with her 4-H work. Oh, I'm guessing around 1926 or 27. So she was here at that time.
Mm-hmm.
You wonder a lot of times who packed your parachute, or in other words, who helped you through life. And I think my 4-H leader in my high school did, and then the neighbor that brought me to OSU, then my advisors at OSU has really opened some doors for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you were here in the 50s, what were the new buildings? You mentioned Bennett Hall was new and had just opened. What about some of the other buildings that were new or that had just opened within a few years of when you came? The Student Union building?
The Student Union was being built.
Mm-hmm.
I went by there one day. I had just been on campus a few weeks, and there was a neighbor of mine that was here in school a couple of years ahead of me, and he was working with the brick and handing guys some bricks. I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "I've got a job here helping build the building," and that was the library. And then later the classroom building was put in.
Mm-hmm. Did you spend a little time in the library when you were in school?
Probably too little.
Probably too little. Well, you probably, a lot of your classes were hands-on classes.
Yes.
I would imagine, with what you were studying, too. So you said you didn't have much of a social life, particularly, but what about music? Were there radios in the dorm rooms? Did you all have radios going and music playing and things like that?
Yes. The only food I would bring in the dorm was popcorn, and at night I'd put on some popcorn, and it would bring a lot of people down to the room to share in the popcorn.
Well, now we have microwave popcorn. So how did you make popcorn in the 1950s?
Well, I had a popcorn popper. It would make a little batch at a time.
Mm-hmm. Electric popcorn popper?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And after I did that one year, Jerry Trotter from the eastern part of the state, who also worked where I did in Cordell Hall, he brought in about a 100-pound sack of popcorn. And he said, "This can keep us in popcorn for a year."
So I bet everybody remembers you as being the person who made the popcorn for them then. Yeah, that's great. Well, do you have any stories about Frank Eaton or Pistol Pete?
Had the opportunity to see him in a history class one day. The history teacher felt that it was important, since he was a school mascot, that people got to know him a little bit. So he did come to our class and talk to us a while.
So, kind of describe what that was like. Did you know ahead of time that he was coming to that day to that class?
Yes, he told us. The teacher told us that we'd be having a guest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I could say other than he wasn't really a handsome man.
He wasn't? A little rugged looking?
Very rugged looking, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And had quite a reputation. And with his history, he is quite a character and makes a good mascot, I think, for OSU.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember what building that history class was in?
The history class that he come to was in the classroom building.
The classroom building. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So what else do you remember about that day and about what he looked like?
I think that was the day that he went to the student union and shot his gun.
Oh, really?
By accident or by chance, or it happened to go off. And that might have curtailed his return to the campus.
Oh. And how did you hear about the student union experience? Did the word just spread, or was it in the paper?
Yeah, probably the next day, but I heard about it a little later.
Mm-hmm. Did you go see if the bullet hole in the
No,
wall?
I didn't do that. Maybe I didn't have time.
Oh. So what all did he talk about when he came?
Oh, some of his life's history and his work with the hanging judge, and I think he talked a little bit about his family and how he had to hunt down some people that had mistreated his family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a colorful character from what
Yes.
I've seen and read. Did he seem to enjoy talking to the college students?
I think he did it more out of obligation than anything
really?
else. Yeah, but I don't remember him as someone who really wanted to talk that much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Did you attend sporting events when you were in school?
Actually, very little.
Very little?
Where I went to school, we didn't have football.
Mm-hmm.
So on Saturdays when they would be having a big crowd, I would park cars for the football game, and wouldn't go to the football game.
Mm-hmm.
I also was in Cordell Hall, and on the east side, on the second or third floor, you can see most of the game. So, so I saw it that way. But I really wasn't that much involved in football because I had never played it.
Mm-hmm. What about basketball or wrestling? Did you go watch any of those events?
I did, and the one game that I missed was when OSU beat Kansas State, and I wished I'd been at that game. Eddie Sutton was playing that night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a big game. In Kansas State, was that Wilt Chamberlain?
Yes, Wilt Chamberlain
was that
playing.
game. Mm-hmm. So you stayed home. You were studying, and how did the students? Do you remember what happened after the game was over? In particular, when people came back from the game, were they celebrating?
I don't know what all they were doing.
Oh.
But the next day, there was ladies' garments hanging off of window shades and
There
stuff.
were ladies' garments hanging off window shades. Ladies' undergarments
Off of lampshades and things.
Oh, all in Cordell?
Yeah, in several rooms in
In
Cordell.
several rooms in Cordell.
That was not there the week before.
Oh. Well, how did that happen?
Well, now see, I was studying that night, so I couldn't tell you.
Okay. What about Theta Pond? Any stories about Theta Pond?
Not much. Really wasn't around Theta Pond very much. That was a long way off from where I lived. It was about 3 or 4 blocks. So I was there one night when they was pulling a car out of Theta Pond. I don't know how it got in there as a pledge car or something, but I stayed and watched them, I guess, the fraternity get a car out of Theta Pond. So that's about all I know about Theta Pond.
What about Old Central? Did you have classes in Old Central?
I did. I had an English class there, and Professor Leek was my teacher, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't a very good essay writer, and I think he found that out.
What was it like? You attended a very small rural school.
Yes.
And then you came to OAMC at that time. That was before the name changed. So you said that was a huge transition for you.
Yes, it was.
Academically, how did that affect you? Or
probably chemistry was one of the toughest classes. I'd taken 2 or 3 chemistry tests and was leaving the room one day, and I heard one student say to another, said, "How many answers did you mark?" And listened to him a little bit, and he said, "Oh, I marked like 112. And the other says, "How many did you mark?" And he said, "Oh, I marked 115. Well, there's 100 questions on the test, let's say. So I found out later that there are more than one answer to a question, and you could, you should mark all the right answers.
Oh.
And I was just marking one answer to a test, to a question.
Huh.
So I found out next time mark more answers.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think it's on the back page, it told you how many questions it was and how many right answers, but I hadn't learned to look there.
Mm-hmm. So you were learning a lot of additional things about how to succeed in college then.
And of course, chemistry, from the school I came from, chemistry was really a new subject.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you date much while you were in college?
Really didn't. I don't think I ever dated here.
Mm-hmm. How did you meet your wife?
Well, she was in my grade at school and moved to our neighbor farm around 1944. So I've known her since 1944.
And when did you get married?
In 57. So we've been married 50 years this year.
Oh, well, this is a special year then.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does she enjoy coming back to Stillwater?
Oh, she enjoys it, yes. We, for years, had season football tickets when our boys was in high school, and we come to OSU for a lot of ball games.
So Did you have any other family members who came here?
Well, we have two sons that has come here,
Mm-hmm.
and one of our daughter-in-laws graduated from here.
What about grandchildren?
We have three boys for grandchildren, and they are probably 13 and 11, and we have one in Montana that's 6 years old,
Mm-hmm.
starting school this year.
Mm-hmm. Do you expect any of your grandchildren will come to school here?
I think maybe we'll have a couple maybe go through school here.
Mm-hmm. Well, that'll be fun for you, won't it?
Yes, I'd like to see that.
Yes. What did you think about when the name changed
Oh,
from OAMC
I didn't understand
to
why,
OSU? Mm-hmm.
and of course I understand now. I'm real proud the change was made. But at the year when we first heard it, I just assumed they wouldn't change. I didn't see any reason to change, but it was necessary to change to make.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember who was president here at the college when you were in school here? Was it someone that you would see around campus at all?
Yes, I believe Oliver Wilhelm was the one I remember the most.
Mm-hmm.
Bennett had just finished his term whenever I came here.
Mm-hmm.
His term was a fairly long term. He was president for quite a while.
Yes, and quite a few wonderful accomplishments
Yes,
during his term.
very sure. The 4-point program with Ethiopia and different things, but Wilhelm and then Calm
Mm-hmm.
were the two I think that I remember when I was here the most.
So you would see them around campus occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever talk to them at all?
Oh, I think I talked to Wilhelm
Mm-hmm.
a time or two.
Mm-hmm. I think it's great when the presidents
Oh, it sure
are
is.
out and the students do see them and
Yes,
like that. I think that's good.
it really is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, have you stayed? Are you in the alumni association?
I have been in the past. I'm not right now.
Mm-hmm.
I wished I'd taken the opportunity when I was getting out of here, out of OSU, to join the alumni association. Your lifetime fee wasn't been very much then,
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
and I wished I'd taken that opportunity then.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you think it is about Oklahoma State that just sparks the loyalty of alumni, and just how people feel about it? What is it about OSU that is maybe a little different than some of the other colleges?
Well, of course, it's my university. It's the
Mhm.
university that I chose, and I'm really proud of it. So it's the one I would always support.
Mm-hmm. Did you have opportunities to go to other college campuses?
Didn't really consider any other college campuses.
Or through extension, did you visit other
Oh.
campuses for conferences or things
Yes,
like that?
yes,
And-
yes. But this is still the one I would always choose again.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
And why is that? Oh.
Yeah. Why is that you would choose OSU again?
Oh, let's see. I think it's some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet is here on the OSU campus. OSU gave a lot of farm boys back in the 40s and 50s an opportunity in life that they wouldn't have had any other way. It's opened a lot of doors for people. So I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. And you think it still continues to do so?
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Mhm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. I thought we had some of the greatest teachers that was available, and they were such upright people that it was good to be associated with them.
You mentioned Tadashek,
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
and I've heard several people mention Professor Tadashek,
Mhm.
and so tell me a little bit about him.
Well, he was, I think, a very caring professor. I think he really knew his subject, and I think he could teach the subject very well. So he was one of my great teachers.
Do you remember if your professors were involved in research very much, or did it seem like they were involved more in teaching? How was it back then?
I think maybe then they were probably more in teaching, and I'm sure now they're doing more research along with their teaching.
Mm-hmm.
But I was more aware of their teaching than I was research at the time I was here.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember did they have offices, and could the students go see them in their offices?
Yes, I'm sure they did. I think my feeling was maybe if you could stay out of there, you might be better off. But it might have been better if I would have gone to their offices a little more.
Well, it sounds like though you've done very well and are able to go on and get your master's degree and have a career in, it sounds like an area and field that you really have loved.
I enjoyed it all.
Mm-hmm.
I sure did.
Mm-hmm.
Would even do it again.
What advice would you give to current or future students?
Have fun, but really do try to apply yourself. Make friends, and you'll have these friends for the rest of your life.
Okay.
Congratulations.
What was graduation like? What was commencement like? The class of '57. Were you at the stadium? Did you go through the commencement exercise? Some people remember that, and some really don't have a strong memory of that.
Yeah. I think that we were in Gallagher
Mm-hmm.
at that time. I believe that's where our graduation was. Yes, I went through the graduation. My folks had only been on campus once or twice, and they come to pick me up and went home with them. And on the way home, I remember it had rained a lot, and we had to detour around a few places to get home. So we had a large rain that weekend.
What was homecoming like compared to now? Remember much about homecoming?
I sure did. We had some good homecomings. I remember some of the parades. It seemed like we had more floats, handmade floats in the parade at that time. But we have a beautiful homecoming parade here today.
Mm-hmm.
I had a roommate named Allison, and Danny Williams had a TV program in Oklahoma City, and he wore a spacesuit. And when he come to campus to be in the parade, he asked for someone to wear his spacesuit. And my roommate volunteered to do that. And he walked about 3 or 4 miles with heavy boots on and a spacesuit that was hot inside. And it like to done him in. It took him about a week or 2 to recover from that.
Oh.
But he wore the spacesuit in the parade, and everybody thought it was Danny Williams.
No one knew except you
No.
then.
Well, a few guys have mentioned it today that,
Uh-huh.
that knew Elgin Fry, and said,
Huh.
"You remember that?" I said, "Yeah, I remember it. He was my roommate."
Oh, I wonder if there are pictures of that.
Might be. That would have been in 53 or 54 or something, maybe 55.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a space program on TV program in Oklahoma City.
I've never heard about that. Okay. That's interesting. Well, did Cordell have a float in the parade?
Yes, and we would find a place to work on it the night before and punch the crepe paper in the wire. And that was the first time I'd done anything like that.
Did you think that was fun?
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't skip class to do it.
Did you skip class to do that?
No,
at
at best
all?
I can remember, we did it at night.
Yeah. Well, do you have pictures of when you were in school here? Did you keep yearbooks and things like that?
I have 2 or 3 yearbooks.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably fun to go back and look through
It
those,
is.
isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I got them now.
Mm-hmm. Did you look through them before you came back for this weekend?
I haven't looked at them this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I wish I had, because there's some people I might have recognized a little quicker.
Oh.
Did you stay in touch with any of them?
Yeah. Do you keep in touch with any of your classmates?
Through extension,
Mm-hmm.
I have, because I know several people I went to school with who went into extension, so it was easy to keep up with those people.
Mhm. Okay. What about roommates that you had?
I had a number of roommates. I had one from Tulsa. Of course, I come out of a small school, which I told you closed in a couple of years.
Mhm.
And I told him one time that I'd gone with all the girls in my class. And he says, "You can't do that." I said, "I will." I did. He says, "No," he says, "that's impossible." I said, "No, it wouldn't." And there was 3 girls in our class, and I married a third of them.
Oh. That's a good story. Um, well, I think this has been a great interview. You've shared some
Thank you very much.
good memories with us and some good stories, and we're very appreciative of your participation.
I would do it all over again.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.